Hi, it's Dr. Jim Gishwin here, PhD. Uh, I'm not going to sit there and talk to you about any of this court stuff. I am so sick and tired of hearing it. I mean, this is lawfare. Everyone in the United States knows it. I don't have to sit there and explain it to you. I don't have to explain how many constitutional amendments were violated in these things. Just remember this, okay? Uh, all this stuff's going to be turned over in appeal. The problem is, appeals would probably be after the election. That's what they're counting on, okay? And remember this in the one that's falling apart, the classified document case is falling apart. Presidents keep their clearance until the day they die. Okay? Now, the president is a primary classification official. He can declassify anything he wants. Okay? And Trump did that. Now, here's what complicated things in the Southern Courthouse. What complicated things there is Jack Smith went and had the FBI agents scatter that stuff on the floor, take a picture of it. Okay. Manipulation of evidence there. And number two, they screwed up the evidence so bad by mishandling it. And three, that stuff was sent from the White House on purpose. The boxes, they knew what was in those boxes. Archives knew what was in those boxes. It was not the stuff Trump took out when he left. It was stuff that Biden sent later. Okay? Okay? So there's the trap that was set. There's the trap right there. Got some chocolate in my teeth, I'm sorry. Had myself a couple of ice cream sandwiches. Anyway, let's get down to business here. Now we know that these people that are in the ruling class, and that's what they are, the ruling class, they do not like you at all. Okay? They don't trust you to make your own decisions. They want to make them for you. They are the ruling elite. They know better than you. And they want to take care of you from cradle to grave, whether you like it or not. That is socialism, folks. That is socialism, pure and simple. Marxism, communism. Okay? They want to own you. Okay? Anyway. Yes, you have to die from something, and I've spoken most of my life. I still have clear lungs, according to my x-rays. So, what can I say? Everyone has to have one vice at least. Okay? I live alone with my two dogs. I got no vices. I don't drink. Oh, Lordy. All that stuff makes you dull. And you got to sit there and die from something. So what the heck? What can I say? My grandkids have kind of gone off and done their own thing here and there, and I barely hear from them. My daughter and my son. So, I'm alone. Always remember this. Family is it. And on Memorial Day, it's important to remember that this isn't Veterans Day. So, while I appreciate the thank you for your service stuff on Memorial Day, stuff like that, I have to sit there and maybe remind people this is in memoriam to the people that took that last breath to keep that flag waving. Their breath kept it waving. Remember, this is God's country. God gave this to us. It's our promised land. Okay? And as a famous person in history once said, it said, sometimes it takes the blood of patriots to keep the liberty alive. One of our founding fathers said that. And we have never had a democracy, people. So don't think all this democracy, democracy, democracy. First person to use that was a progressive named Woodrow Wilson during World War I, when he said we would be the arsenal of democracy. Okay? We are a representative constitutional republic. When they walked out of the Constitutional Congress, the people asked Ben Franklin, what kind of government do we have now? They were all waiting outside like the reporters, like the paparazzi, right? What kind of government do we have? He said, a republic if you can keep it. And of course, Reagan said, freedom is only one generation away from extinction. Always. We have to sit there and teach our young what freedom is all about. They don't know the freedoms we had. They don't have those now. Okay? They can be canceled. They can sit there and get on their social page and say something that'll get them canceled. Is that freedom? No, that's not freedom. That's control. And I teach them control, control, control. Power and control is something you'll be fighting your whole life. And the only way you can fight back with it is your own personal intensitude and God. God has got to be on your side. And that's something that's missing from our society. We have to get it back in there. In God we trust. Yes. If you remember the Democratic Convention 2 cycles ago, under Hillary, when they sat there and said the Pledge of Allegiance, not one of them could say the word God. Not one. This is not the Democratic Party of your grandparents and your parents. This is not the Democratic Party of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, or of even Franklin Roosevelt. This is a new, progressive, Marxist, socialist, communist, democratic party that wants to control you, that does not respect you, that despises you, and despises the Constitution. Remember that. They do not like you. Why should you pay them any respect? Why should you sit there and say, well, I'll listen to what you have to say, because they won't listen to what you got to say. They don't care what you got to say. Anything you have to say is going to be wrong. And if you say something backed up with facts, they're going to sit there and throw homophobe, any other name they can think of at you. Because that's their defense. They have no statistical or factual defense. It has never worked. Look at all the countries it has failed in. Okay? But the World Economic Forum, by God, is socialist, communist, and they control these people. They are the billionaires up there that are wanting to control the world and get more profits for themselves. You're in the age of AI now, too. Remember that. This is no longer the computer age. This is no longer the space age. This is the AI age. A scary time. Pay attention out there. Be aware of what's going on in your lives. I get students all the time that says it doesn't bother me, I don't care, whatever. I'm sorry. Even local politics is in your life. Okay? They all want to control. It is control from the word go. So if you want to be controlled, you want to be a subject instead of a citizen, fine and dandy. Go somewhere else. Go to a country where that's accepted. It's not accepted here. Leave us. Go. Speaking of how generous we are, not a single one of those trucks that has left that pier that we spent for multi-million dollars has sat there and made it to residents of Gaza, Palestinians, real people. No, they've all been hijacked by Hamas. Well, we knew that was going to happen. Why are we doing it? And when we give Iran or Hamas or Hezbollah money, what do you think they're going to do with it? Use it to kill us. Why do we continue to do this? Why do we continue to give the resources to our enemies? We're selling some more oil. Guess who we're selling it to? Yeah, Red China. Now, I said the word Red China to some younger retired military guy. He didn't know what Red China was. He thinks there's only one China. No. If something happens, if they have been rehearsing invading Taiwan, Formosa, okay, which is nationalist China. They have been rehearsing this, the Red Chinese have. The People's Republic of China, who have adopted a little bit of a quasi-capitalistic way, but communist-controlled and owned capitalist government facilities, in other words, companies. They're all owned by the communist government, okay? But they allow these companies to be capitalistic. In other words, go on the stock market, trade with other countries, things like that. They've realized that pure communism is not working. And so they've always had to adjust and sit there and get into this free trade thing. I tell my students, I said, free trade is it. Free trade. That's what enriches you. Okay? Free trade is what makes you rich. Each and every American. Okay? That is capitalism, folks. It is not socialism. It is not progressivism. It is not Marxism. It is capitalism. We are a free enterprise country. Well, I've spoken too much. And you know that we're in deep trouble. And it looks like it's turning around out there. Thank God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It looks like someone has been given to us to sit there and rescue this country. And this person, you may hate his style, he loves America. And he loves you and me. He actually cares for people. Biden? No, not unless you're selling him ice cream. So, with that, let's all say a big, deep prayer of thanks to the Lord for it starting to turn things around. We see it starting to happen. I love you all. God bless you all. And keep praying out there. It's working. It's working. I love you. Take care. I remain your humble servant.